Okay, welcome. It's going to be a super sunny practice this morning and I'm going to probably sweat quite a bit. However, welcome to a flow. It's a little bit of a dynamic flow and as a bit of an introduction, my name is Nicol Schildknecht. I teach locally here in the southeast of Melbourne. However, this is on my YouTube channel and I'm hoping you're practicing somewhere comfortable, nice and quiet. And without further ado, let's get on to it. So we're going to start off in child's pose, just having your knees wide, big toes together, tops of the feet down, and then as you make yourself more comfortable, stretch out the arms towards the top of the mat and make it as restorative as possible by placing the forearms down and trying to get your hips lower down towards the heels. So over the next couple of breaths, this is going to be our goal. Trying to get the hips even lower down so the muscles relax a little bit more. Trying to tap into the breath as it's moving in and out of the body. It's a beautiful, sunny, hot Melbourne afternoon. So whenever you're practicing, whether morning or evening or afternoon, trying to make yourself as comfortable to those conditions. Let's make it a little bit more active by lifting the chest a little bit, coming onto the pads of the fingers, so you're lifting the forearms off the floor. And then as you find a little bit more space for the shoulders to move the chest down a little bit further, you walk the hands over to the left-hand side. Coming off the mat, maybe right on top of left, and just draw that right shoulder down so that the body is a little bit more level. As you release, walk the hands through center, over to the right hand side, maybe left on top of right, and drawing that left shoulder down, you're feeling the stretch in the left side of the body. As you release, let's come back through center and eventually come up to your tabletop, bringing the knees about shoulder width apart, fingers are spread, palms are flat down on the floor. Now try and roll or round the shoulders, moving in circles over the wrists in one direction. And as you do, feeling the weight shift along all parts of the hands. And I like to imagine you grabbing a basketball with the fingers, so you're gripping the mat. Change direction, go the other way. And as you complete your last circle, can you turn the hands around so the fingers are pointing back towards the knees? And then just move the hips back, keeping the heels of the hands connected to the floor. If you'd like a bit more, keep the back toes tucked, maybe tucking the chin in and lifting the spine up towards the ceiling. And you'll find that real nice stretch in the front of the back of the arms, and wrists. Gently releasing, turn the hands to face forwards once again, and we're going to find the child's pose once again, but this time keep the toes tucked and push the hips back, keeping the knees about hip width apart, so you're not taking them wide. Use an inhale to come forward, scoop yourself forward, maybe bring the gaze up, open through the shoulders, finding your cow pose. And as you exhale to find cat, draw the shoulders wider, tucking the chin in, and then moving the hips back towards the heels. So repeating that breath in as you scoop yourself forward, and an exhale to tuck everything in and then move the hip back towards the heels. Let's do that once more with a bit of a change. So breath in, open up. This time as you exhale and tuck everything in, can you lift the hips and knees, finding your first downward dog. And then just allowing some time to pedal through the feet, moving maybe the hips from side to side. And maintaining that breath we started off with at the start of practice. And as you push through the mat with the hands, make that connection with the feet, come to stillness. Keep a generous bend in the knees if you need to. And as you draw the shoulders a little bit further apart to create space, and you draw the chest closer in towards the thighs. And then just hold. And continuing with some movement, let's roll the shoulders forward to find plank, aligning the shoulders above the wrists, and then bend through the knees and move the hips back with the exhale to your downward dog. Twice more. Inhale, roll forward. And exhale, move back. The last one, roll forward with the inhale. And back with the exhale. Your pedal of the feet to release a little bit of tension if needed. And then eventually drawing the knees back down to the mat, finding your tabletop position. I'm going to take the right knee out to the side. Keep it nice and high. Imagine you're marking your territory here. And then start to roll to the hip, creating circles with that knee. So moving around in whatever direction you choose. And the other way. And then taking that leg out to the back of the mat, keep the toes flexed, pointing down towards the floor. And then take that foot across the body, place it down onto the mat. Option to stay here, or maybe taking the arms over to the left-hand side. I'm coming off my mat here as I'm on the level, and then taking maybe the forearms down to the floor, so I can't quite move as far. But maybe you have the space. Holding just another 2. 1 is going to release the forearms off the floor, walk the hands back to center. Use an inhale to keep that leg straight back to the back of the room, taking the heel back. And then as you exhale, tuck the knee into the chest, hold, and then step the foot forward. Start to push the hips back with the back toes tucked, and then flex through your right toes to find your half Hanuman or half split. On the bend of that knee, placing the foot back down to the floor. Going to find a breath in, coming up to the pads of the fingers, looking forward and opening the shoulders. And an exhale, hands come flat, stepping that right knee back. Just moving on to the other side, let's lift the left knee up to the side. And once you have that, keeping that right hip over the right knee, let's create some circles, moving one direction. Changing it, going the other way. And then kicking that leg out to the back of the mat. Toes are flexed, pointing down. Let's step it to the right hand side. Place it down. Hands walk over to the right. Maybe forearms come down. So you're finding that twist and openness in the left hand side of the body. Hold for 2. And 1 releases. Hands walk back to center. Kick the leg to the back of the mat. Breath in. And as you exhale, tuck the knee into the chest. Just hold for a moment before stepping in forward, top of the mat between the hands. We're going to move the hips back, tucking through the back toes, finding your half Hanuman. Flex through the left toes, point them to the ceiling. Hold here for 2. And 1, the foot comes down, bend through the knee. Come onto the pads of the fingers. Lift your chest off your front knee, look forward, breath in. And as the hands come flat, step that knee back, downward dog. Nice, just move the shoulders, maybe hips from side to side. Just releasing if you built any tension there. Eventually, let the toes tucked. We're gonna hover the knees and then lift them up, downward dog. Let's lift the right leg to the ceiling. Just stretch it long and tall, keep the toes flexed, and then take that knee into the right elbow. Bring it to the center chest, left elbow. Back to the center, and step it forward between the hands. Drop your left knee down, Anjali Asta. Lift both hands to the ceiling. And as you relax the shoulders, make sure the pinkies are drawing in, palms are facing each other. Maybe even glancing up towards the hands, pushing the hips slightly forward so you keep that right knee over the right ankle. Hold for 2. And 1. Your right hand is going to drop behind you, left glute, and then take your left hand up and twist. Looking over your right shoulder, hold, hold. Draw your left hand forward and your right arm back. Keep in that twist, hold here. Make sure you're using your core. And then we're going to twist around to the other side. So left hand goes to the right glute, right hand goes up and back. Look over your left shoulder. And finish off by windmilling the hands down, framing that right foot. tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step up to the top of the mat to find a halfway lift. So you were straightening through the back spine and the legs, and a forward fold to release with your breath out. Hands to the ceiling, root to rise, taking the hands to the ceiling, palms meet, and draw them to the heart as you exhale. Now just pause here for breath. Out through the mouth, exhale. Let's take the hands back up to the ceiling. Grab your right wrist and bend over to the left, taking your right foot behind the left, pushing the hips to the right. Move to the other side, release, inhale, reach. And grab your left wrist, move to left foot behind right, hips to left, hands to right. And come back to center, reach with your breath in. And a forward fold takes you all the way down, chest to thighs. Let's grab our elbows with our hands and keep that generous bend in your knees. And as you sway from left to right, an option is to stay in stillness. So it does always feel good. You move through the spine and relax the upper back, lower back. Release the hands down to the floor. Find that half lift position again, lengthening through the legs, arms, and back. And as you exhale, both hands come down, step back to your downward dog. We're going to float forward to a plank with your breath in, keeping the shoulders aligned over the wrists, and then drop your knees, chin, and chest down to the floor, keeping the hips raised. Tops of the feet down, breath in as you peel the chest up, and back to downward dog with your exhale. Next we move to the other side, so lift the left leg to the ceiling, and as you exhale, draw that knee into the left elbow, touch, draw it into the center chest, and to the right. Take it back to the center, and step it forward. Drop your right knee down, and the hands lift to Anjaneyasana. Again, having the little pinkies drawing towards each other to allow the palms to meet, to face each other. And holding here for 2, for 1. Let's take that left hand to the back, to that right glute. Find your twist as you take the right arm up and back. Look over your left shoulder. And then that right arm reaches forward. Stay in the twist. Take your left arm back. Hold. And then we're twisting to an open twist, taking the right arm round behind the left glute, taking the left arm over and back. Look over your right shoulder. And then windmill both hands down to frame that left foot top of the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step forward, halfway lift in. And a forward fold as you exhale. And then next we're going to toe heel the feet out to the edges of the mat. Heels in, toes out, and we're going to sit down in our yogic squat. And as you find that comfortable seat, you can always grab your block to sit on it. Place your hands in prayer and see if you can draw them in towards the heart, allowing the knees to be pushing in through to the elbows. Hold. We're here for 3 breaths. Now you've got an option to maybe find a little bit of a cheeky arm balance. So if you're playing with me, hands come down, knees come to the back of the elbows, and as you lean forward, chaturanga the arms, maybe 1 foot, maybe 2, lift off the ground. Hold. And if a jump back is within your practice, please go ahead and do that. Otherwise, placing the feet down or adjusting the hands, walking the feet back, and flowing through a flow. So that was its shoulders forward, finding plank. This time, no knees. Can you bend through the elbows, chaturanga? Flip the feet as you open, and downward dog as you exhale. Let's take the right leg to the ceiling with your breath in. This time, bend through the knee, open the hip, trying to keep the shoulders in each other. And take that right foot back to the ceiling, straighten the leg. And as you exhale, can you take that knee to the left elbow touch? You're going to find fallen triangle, but option to keep the leg hovering, straightening through that right leg. Finding your split. 2, 1. The left hand comes down. Sweep that right foot over to find your wild thing, or your rock star. Difference between rock star's chest is to the side. Wild thing, you're flipping all the way over. I'm trying to fall over the ledge with the chest facing up towards the ceiling. Bring that right hand down and then find your fallen triangle once again, this time with the leg connected. And we're going to place both hands down and maybe find a push-up as we lower halfway. Push back up, take that right knee back to the right elbow. Slowly come down the arm, place the shin down, flex through that right foot. And as you push that left foot back, half pigeon, eventually drawing yourself down and releasing. Breathe. Eventually coming up onto the hands, tuck through the back toe, and just step back, downward dog. Let's do that on the other side, taking the left leg to the ceiling. Stretch, bend through the knee, open the hip. And then taking that knee to the left elbow, or to the right elbow, touch, kick it out, either grabbing it, hovering, or finding that split. The right hand comes down and we're flipping over. Excuse my back as we find either wild thing or rock star. Hold. And right on that left foot, flipping back over to fallen triangle once again. This time, as you kick that left foot out, we're bending through the elbows, coming halfway. Push back up and bring your left knee to left elbow. Slowly slide down the arm, shin releases, flex through the left foot, step that right foot further back, and then come down to your, as we call it in Yin, sleeping swan. Hold here for 2. Breathe for 1. Slowly coming back onto the hands, we're going to drop back onto that left hip. Sweep that right leg to the front, following with the left. And then as we find Dandasana, flex through both toes or feet. Find a more comfortable seat with your glutes. Hands reach for the ceiling with your breath in. And find your forward fold, grabbing either the feet, ankles, wherever is accessible. Make sure that you're... Now, you know what? In this pose, feel free to bend through the back and curve so you can reach as far forward as you can. The proper way to do it would be to try and lengthen and keep the chest open, and then as you bend from the waist, reach the chest down. But you can always bend through the knees to make it a little bit more accessible. Just hold here for 2. 1. Bring your hands back in towards you, palms meet, and then place the soles of the feet down onto the mat. We're going to shuffle without using our hands forward so that the legs are bent 90 degrees, and then just roll back and open through the knees, grab the blades of the feet to find happy baby. Happy baby can be a little bit of a struggle to get in for some, so if it is, you can't reach your feet, feel free to grab your shins. The aim here is to keep the knees on either side of the chest, drawing down, and the whole spine connected to the floor. And you can choose to rock here to keep the baby happy. Release the blades of the feet or the shins, bring the knees together. We're going to take the arms wide and then slowly take them over to the right hand side. So as you find your twist, you can stay here or maybe turn the head to the left to find a little bit more of a wrenching of the spine. Hold. Using your core, take the knees back up and just move them over to the other side, to the left. And you can mirror that movement opposite with your head to the right. Draw the knees back into the chest, give yourself a hug. And then keeping the knees bent, bring your arms or hands behind the thighs and just rock and roll on your spine. cross your legs and eventually come to a seat on your mat. As you find your cross-legged seat, Sukhasana, invitation to bring the palms to meet. And just to complete the practice, let's draw the hands in towards the heart center. A little bit of a bow of the head in reverence to your practice. With our hearts, we feel words of love. Take the hands up to the mouth. With our mouths, we speak words of peace. And lastly, take the hands to the forehead. With our minds, we think words of gratefulness. Let's take one deep inhale through the nose together before we part. And now opening the mouth and a long exhale out. Thank you for practicing with me, morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever it is for you. Hope you enjoyed the practice, and we'll see more of you later. Namaste.